Welcome back. Where do polar bears vote? Obviously at the North Pole. All right, so today we're going to be solving equations involving logs and indices sometimes. Just again, I know I said it in the last video, but remember, you can only really calculate stuff when it's log base 10 and log base e. If it's not those, your calculator will not help you. Okay, you'll have to leave it as log base whatever. Okay, now that raises the question, how do we calculate things that are not base 10 or base e? Good question. Thanks for asking. We use this change of base formula. Now, if I have a log of base a and some sort of x, some sort of numeral, I can rewrite this with a new base. All right, so I've got this new base, and what I want you to note here is whatever the numeral is, that ends up on top, whatever the base is, that ends up at the bottom. And note here, I am now using my new base b. Now, ideally, b would be log base e. Oh, whoops. Essentially, b would either be base 10 or e. Okay, that way we can actually use our calculator. What do I mean by that? If I say log 2, 3, I cannot put this in the calculator because I do not know log base 2. However, using my change of base law, I can write it as log base 10 of 3 over log base 10 of 2. Hopefully you can see I've done something similar here. The numeral ends up on top and my base ends up on the bottom. And there's the way that I change my base. Now, theoretically, I can put this in my calculator and find some sort of amount. Okay, that means I can get a little bit more exact than I would have in the past, and that's my answer. Now let's take a look. Let's talk about solving some equations or inequalities where you can kind of work on this. So the first one is I'm trying to solve for 4 to the power of x equals to 18. Now, usually we wouldn't be able to solve this, we'd have to guess and check. But now we have logs. I'm going to use logs in my favor. So as you can see here, I've written in blue, this is how I would solve for some sort of power. Generally, we want to convert it to log form. That's kind of what it's for. And then if I want to be more specific, then I would change the base. So taking a look at this question here, let's write in blue. I've got 4 to the power of x equals 18. Don't forget your basics. You always have a base, you always have a power, and you always have your numeral. Okay, so if I was to rewrite this in log form, it'll be log base 4 of my numeral 18 is supposed to equal to my power x. Now, what's nice about this is this immediately allows me to use my change of base, and I'm just going to swap sides because I like my x's on the left. And then I can see here, it'll be log base 10 of my numeral, which is 18, over my log base 10 of my base, which is 4. And that there can be put into the calculator. Okay. So if I put this in the calculator, or if that there is what we call my exact form, if I put it into the calculator, which I will quickly do for you right now, I'm only going to do it for this one. So I'll do log of 18. Now, remember, your calculator is just going to say log. It's not going to have a base there, but if it says log, it is base 10. And then on the bottom, I'll put log of base 4. And the answer to that will be roughly 2.08496, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so that gives me an exact value. And if you think about it, 4 to the power of 2 will give you 16. So it makes sense that log 4 of 18 needs to be slightly larger than 2, which is exactly what we got. Cool, kind of makes sense. Let's continue on. What if I had 0.7 to the power of x equals to 0.2? Again, don't let it freak you out. Let's rewrite it in log form. Okay, so that means log of my base 0.7 of my numeral 0.2 should equal my power x. And again, to do this in change of base form, I'll use log base 10 of my numeral 0.2 over log base 10 of my base, which is 0.7. And that there's my exact answer. You can put in your calculator, find it to 2 decimal places, 4 decimal places, 3 significant figures, whatever you like. Okay. And of course, it will also work for inequalities. Okay. You just have to be careful with how you move things around. Now, I want you to take special note here. The x is on the greater side of this equation. Okay, so if I was to rearrange it, I know normally I would write it like this. I would write log of my base, which is 6. My numeral is 101. And then it's going to be, normally we'd write it as equals x, but I want you to take note here. X will have to be on the larger side because x is on the larger side. So by changing the form, we just need to make sure we keep our x on the right side. And from here, calculate as usual. This will be a change of base. And so this would be log base 10 of my numeral over log base 10 of my base. And that there, I'd be more than happy to take that as the answer. Hopefully that helps, and I'll catch you guys next lesson. All right, bye.